The successful mission helps underline the idea of sending everyday folks into space, for tourism, international travel and maybe even cosmic colonization. Best 3-day weekend ever? That may be the question SpaceX's 4 civilian astronauts are putting to themselves after successfully returning to Earth on Saturday. The SpaceX Crew Dragon Resilience and its 4 passengers splashed down at 7:06 p.m. in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Florida. Weather remained calm as the deorbit maneuvers ran like clockwork, with the final descent taking less than an hour. "Thanks so much SpaceX, that was a heck of a ride for us and we're just getting started," Inspiration4 Commander Jared Isaacman said from the capsule. It was the first time a crew composed of private citizens had been launched into orbit, without any professional astronauts aboard. In less than an hour after splashdown, SpaceX loaded the capsule onto its recovery ship and the crew exited, each giving waves and thumbs up after disembarking. The crew will then be helicoptered from the ship to NASA's Kennedy Space Center, a short flight away from the splashdown site. Isaacman, along with San Proctor, Haley Arsenault and Chris Sembrowski, are only the 4th set of passengers to fly on a Crew Dragon, and were the first to land in the Atlantic. The 3 previous missions, all ferrying NASA astronauts from the International Space Station, landed in the Gulf of Mexico. Just before the orbit burn, video from SpaceX showed Sembrowski enjoying the film Spaceballs on his tablet. "That is great. They're just relaxing, very nice and comfortable inside Dragon," said SpaceX commentator Andy Tran. They spent the first 2 days of their voyage orbiting up to 365 miles altitude at 17,500 miles per hour, which meant the crew was able to witness about 15 sunrises and sunsets a day. On Saturday morning, the spacecraft descended to 226 miles altitude to line up its ground track with the planned landing site. Inspiration4 mission director Scott Potit joined a post-splashdown call with reporters, speaking from the SpaceX recovery ship. "The group is in great spirits, they're having a blast and everyone's looking forward to reuniting with their families," Potit said. Elon Musk tweeted his congratulations to the crew shortly after splashdown. SpaceX Human Spaceflight Program's Senior Director Benji Reed told reporters after splashdown that the company's sales and marketing teams saw an increased number of inquiries from people interested in purchasing a private spaceflight. He said that SpaceX can fly 5 or 6 private missions per year. "If demand is there, then we'll want to look at what we can do to continue to grow that capability," Reed said. Reed also noted that there were a couple of issues that SpaceX resolved during the spaceflight, including with the waste management system, or toilet, on board the spacecraft. Inspiration4 mission director Todd Erickson added that the toilet had an issue with a fan that's part of the system, but a workaround was implemented without significant trouble. Inspiration4 shared photos from the crew's time in orbit, giving a look at the expansive views from the spacecraft's cupola window. This is the 3rd time SpaceX has returned astronauts from space, and the 2nd time for this capsule, which previously flew the Crew 1 mission for NASA on a trip that returned in May. Both prior SpaceX astronaut missions splashed down in the Gulf of Mexico, making this the first that returned in the Atlantic Ocean. The mission also comes with multiple other milestones for Musk's company, including the first private SpaceX spaceflight, the first entirely non-professional crew to become astronauts, the first black female spacecraft pilot, the youngest American astronaut to date, and the first person to fly in space with a prosthesis. Inspiration4 was paid for by Isaacman for an undisclosed amount, with the main goal of the spaceflight to raise $200 million for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Isaacman, a billionaire entrepreneur, donated $100 million personally, with the mission having raised another $53.8 million in donations as of Saturday evening, according to the mission's website.